I have a little secret to tell you. I'm bald. No, not up here. This is real. It's my flip-flops. Hi, and welcome to Quilt Meets World, where we have adventures in piecing and joy. I'm Russ. Come on into my sewing room. I've worn my way through another pair of flip-flops. In my defense, these will be 3 years old next month. And since they're my primary flip-flop, my shoe of choice, they have a lot of miles on them. I can't count how many walks that they've been on with Riley. Uh, can't tell you how many times that I've been out to the park in them in Pokemon Go. Not the community days though, because those are real shoes. A couple miles too much for flip flops. They've been on shopping trips, and 2 years ago they even went to Massachusetts with me, so they had a lot of airport time. How did they get so old, you're asking? Well, that's a different little question. The thing is, they're Crocs, and I love the feeling that the Crocs give you for support, but I don't like the look of them. And these Crocs flip flops, they had a fabric strap around them. So they did not look like Crocs unless you looked very carefully. And why are you looking that carefully at my feet? It was just like a little band tag that said Crocs, or at the bottom of the foot said Crocs. Uh, I'd been wearing them basically every day. And when I noticed that they started to wear out, I started looking on the website as really it was a year and a half ago I started looking. And I would look every couple of months to say, do you have new flip flops? Do you have new flip flops? They had their ugly ones with the plastic band, but they had not had any with the fabric band in a while. Last weekend, when I was at Wally World, I was leaving and I was on the asphalt walking. It was in the rain, and I did a couple slips. And that's what prompted me to look at the tread on my flip flops and saw that I had none. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to get something as a replacement, even if I have to get the ugly ones. And I pulled up the website, and bam, they had new flip flops that had a cloth band. And I was excited. In fact, I was so excited, I bought 3 pairs. They arrived on Saturday afternoon. Yeah, it was afternoon. And I was very, very excited to get them. They are very comfortable. They are what I expect from they are what I expect from Crocs flip flops. And like I said, they don't look like Crocs and they feel nice. As for the goals that I had set for myself this week, how did I do? Well, the first goal that I had was to finish my presentation for Stephen Bland's retreat that was yesterday. And I did finish it. I gave the presentation and it was a lot of fun. I was a little fearful that I was only going to fill up about, 15 or 20 minutes worth of time in the presentation. I had heard that from the other presenters that they were fearful of not having enough content to fill the allotted time that we wanted to fill. And I managed to go, including the question hour time or question and answer time, I hit almost an hour. So that was kind of exciting. And also it meant that, we had to cut off questions at the end because we didn't want to monopolize the retreat. So there was that. I think I had another goal of having fun at the retreat. The retreat was a blast. There was a lot of fun stuff that happened in it. Got to see a bunch of faces that I had not seen before. And it was, just an all around fun time. I'm looking forward to the retreat that he's going to have next. I think he said that he does one in the fall as well. I really don't know. That was my first virtual retreat. So hopefully there is that one coming up. If not, it'll be next spring or whenever he has his next retreat. I am definitely interested in attending the next one. And the third goal that I had was to find a project for the retreat. And I managed to decide that I was going to work on this project from Stephanie Stitches. It is called Rose Garden. Uh, it came in her spring project package. It wasn't technically a box, even though I still want to call it a box. It is gorgeous. And during the retreat, I managed to get a whole bunch of half square triangles worked on with triangulations, because as I've said before, that's my favorite way to do half square triangles. I've also started a bunch of strips for the 4 patches instead of cutting, I think it was 144 2.5-inch squares out of print and another 144 out of white. I just did them in little strip pieces and then cutting them in half. And I've even got a handful of the 4 patches done. So these are going along pretty nicely. We will see how far I can get with the quilt, because it's going to be put together in rows, and I'm not accustomed to putting a quilt together in rows where the blocks are 4.5 inches. So I'm accustomed to blocks being bigger before I put them in rows, but I will figure out how to get it done because it's a gorgeous quilt and I'm excited for it. My goals this week are going to be very simple. The first thing I want to do is I want to get more done on the Rose Garden quilt. At minimum, I need to get the half square triangles cut, and then I need to get the last handful of strips cut or sewn so that I can get the 4 patches done. Once I get them all together, that means all I have to do is the finishing of it, and that's what I'm looking forward to. So I'm going to try to get a lot done on the Rose Garden quilt this week. My second goal that I have is to get my Saturday sampler block done. I realized yesterday that it was the first Saturday, so I've got less than 2 weeks to get my block done. I got to stop procrastinating on this. It is a handful of quarter square triangles put together into a block. So that shouldn't take me too much time, but I'm still going to, work on it, get it together as quickly as I can. I believe it'll be another option for me to use triangulations to do the first half, the half square triangles, and then I can do the other half with drawing the line. I may try to figure out how to do the quarter square triangles if I think we have enough fabric with triangulations, but I don't think we usually get enough fabric, so I'm just going to go do it halfway the way that they tell us to do. And then finally, I have a baby quilt that I want to get quilted. One of my coworkers was pregnant at the end of last year, and through most of the calls that I had with her, I had no idea. It was one of those, we were on Zoom calls, so all I saw was about here up. So I didn't see any form of a baby bump. I didn't know if she was gaining any weight, losing any weight. That was my only interaction that I had ever had with her. It wasn't until our first day that we had in the office at the end of last year that I learned, oh, you're having a baby. Congratulations. And it was like 2 days later, she went on a maternity leave. So it was a complete shock to me. And I obviously didn't have time to get her a baby quilt before then. I was hopefully going to, try to pawn it off a little bit. And I ended up seeing her earlier this week, and I decided to show her my finished quilt top from last week. And she half jokingly said, hey, when is my baby going to get a baby quilt? And I'm like, oh yeah. So I did have this quilt top that I had done a couple years ago. I could not find the backing that I had for it initially. So I went out and bought some backing for it today. And I'm going to load it up on the long arm to see how easily I can get it quilted. Once I get it all configured and everything, it shouldn't take too long. So I want to get that quilted so I can get it bound and give it to her in the next couple weeks. I don't know what days she's going to be in the office. So once I have it bound and everything, I will find out a good day to wrap it up and bring it up to her. So that's about it for today. Thank you for watching. It's been a little bit of a short video, but it was a long, exhausting week. Uh, Please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel if you're interested. It's the easiest way to tell the algorithm that folks like you enjoy my content, and it allows it to be spread around to other people. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and until next time, keep stitching.